And that transmutation, I believe, levels you up to the next level you're going to unfold of your shadow work. Hello, beautiful souls. So happy to see you, Victor, here, sitting with my truth, which today is, I have been working on my shadow work. Have you?
Let's get it on.
Today we're talking about shadow work, which, in other generations has been called mental health. And I guess as a Gen Xer, it was kind of called mental illness. I know PTSD used to be called shell shock, for people who came back from war. So, the terms evolve, we're evolving. Shadow work is a catchy term right now. And, when I hear it, I think mental health with a spiritual element to it. I'm curious what shadow work means to you and how it's going. Because, it can kind of be your whole life to unpack all of this. We're unpacking programming. We're learning about intergenerational traumas in our family. We may have mental health issues ourselves. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because we've been talking about our body and our 3D senses and the matrix and drinking water. All of these things really do help a body, a person, a soul get healthier and discover who they are. Now, shadow work is also a really crucial element of this puzzle called you, because we can act from places that we're unaware are there due to suppressing, repressing emotions. This was Carl Jung's term, and I'm not a specialist on him, so I'm just going to give you a brief slide of what it means, shadow work. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality, for no one can become conscious of the shadow without considerable moral effort. To become conscious of it involves recognizing the dark aspects of the personality as present and real. This act is the essential condition for any kind of self-knowledge. Carl Jung, Ion, 1951. Quick note, I'm going to be that guy who says, yeah, Carl Jung wrote a book about that stuff, but there are probably people in other countries or people in our own, quote, countries. Indigenous people likely already have this medicine. Respect means remembering, right? But we say Carl Jung wrote a book about shadow work, made some terms. Now there's what's it called, parts therapy, and all of these other Western psychology modalities built around it. It's all good. We need people to heal. Don't get me wrong. But respect means remembering. Let's remember, Indigenous people had many medicines and teachings, some of which we'll never know about, and some which are still alive and well today. Thank you. So what I found in my lived experience, due to the awakening, due to what's going on right now these past few years, as people are waking up, is the shadow work, which is, I believe, a psychology element, mental health, learning about those kinds of things, if they apply to you and what you can do to integrate that. But now, with all the energy going around, I believe it has this past life element as well, because we are souls. So, we can work on this life, but to do that deep shadow work, I believe, is going into that past life stuff, which is why I started studying hypnosis after learning about Dolores Cannon and watching videos online. I can make a whole video about that. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. But now I am a practitioner of introspective hypnosis, and it does past life regression as well as helping people in this life, in this body, with the traumas that this 3D body has gone through. I believe after everything that I've witnessed in my lived experience that hypnosis is a really essential element to shadow work, because what I've witnessed is one can, if one's ready, one can have a very fast increase in some symptom relief, provided you're coming to the session having done some work already, and then for other people, it just happens. What I mean is results vary, but you can see a psychologist, and one should or could for other issues. Like myself, I've done that a lot in my life, and I was looking for something a little bit different since I had integrated a lot of the parts, and there were still some lingering things going on. And so again, for me personally, things have come out, and I'm a skeptic. I'm analytical. But, I believe that spirit or source or God, or however you refer to that infinite source, which is inside you as well, it's about making that connection. And so the clearing your senses and the drinking the water and doing the shadow work and getting the mental health help that you need. And maybe that's hypnosis. Maybe it's Reiki. Maybe it's other things that through the doctors and the medical system. But shadow work is so important because you could do all of those things. You could get on the right diet and lose the weight and, have the good interpersonal relationships and have all those things. But there could still be something lingering, in your body, because we hold trauma in the body. It could be lingering, in your more energetic field. When we take care of our bodies and we get sleep and we drink water and we start doing shadow work and start taking accountability, you level up. I don't play video games, but there's a leveling up, as if okay, I learned that lesson in the Matrix. For example, to become a vegetarian or to go carnivore or to leave somebody or to leave a job. It's often stressful in the moment, but there's a transmutation that happens. And that transmutation, I believe, levels you up to the next level you're going to unfold of your shadow work. Feel into that shadow work as if you hear people say yay, triggers are here. This is more opportunity to heal. I'm really close to that now. I've peeled those layers away. I think part of that is being older, being a Gen Xer, having survived a lot of things. I kind of know I'm going to survive it. And because I've done the shadow work, it hurts less. My body hurts less. My spirit hurts less. And I didn't know how to find joy due to all the trauma that happened to me in this life, in past lives, in my body. And I made a decision for more joy. Like he's saying, he wants to move around, more joy. So just to wrap up, today is about shadow work, mental health, what you can do, why it's important. We can do 10 videos on this topic. It's just an introduction, in case you were wondering about shadow work. Sometimes it's just going to a counselor or a therapist. Other times it might be going to an elder. Other times it might be going for hypnosis or a tarot reading. Ultimately, you have all of these talents inside of you, and people who call themselves practitioners are facilitating your healing. You are the healer, because all healing is self-healing. I'm just here to guide you. So if you're interested, I'm going to put some of my information in the description box. I believe we are all walking each other home. May you find someone to hold your hand this week and walk you home.